Get rid. So when we come back, that's what we were right at first.
Yeah. Did you buy it from, wasn't it Woody's house? Or?
Well, it so happened, yes, it was Woody's mother was living there. Well, mother and father was there, but in the meantime, he had died.
Okay.
His father. And so we knew each other, and she wanted to sell it. She was by herself. And Odette's, well, said she would take it because she was Woody and all. She would give her a chance to free the house, and that's what it is.
Huh.
So we bought it, and that's how it all started.
And then you had a dentist right away, huh? You had a baby right away. Was that a surprise, or?
Well, no, the baby, for a year, nothing was happening, no pregnancy. So she had to go to the doctor, find out why, and they found out why. They operated on her. Her uterus had to be turned or something. And from then on, and so we got married in 48 or 9, well 50 is when Dennis was born. Yeah. And then from then on, it was. Then another one came. Another one is going to say, "Hey, turn that thing back over again." But it worked out well.
That's funny. Huh. And then all the while, so then you're also bowled. I remember you being involved. Weren't you like in a bowling league too?
Oh well, yeah. All these places had. In fact, I had when I worked at where Elise worked at. It was a bowling league, and I bowled there. And then Magnetic Metals, we had bowling teams. I got pictures of that, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Huh.
What else did I do there? Besides golf. Oh, by the way, the golf there, I got the guys interested in Magnetic Metals.
You got them interested in golf?
Yeah. Go ahead, you're going to do something?
Let the dog in real quick. He's out here barking.
Yeah, I got them interested in golf. They thought they wanted to play and get them. There must have been about 7 of them there, and that's how I started. Jover Carvoy, Sal, and a few others there. That's how they got started. In fact, I see Sal now. He remembers we started there.
Huh.
And because I was able to teach, I had been taught how to teach. Remember,
right.
That helped.
Now, and a lot of these guys rode with you too, right? You always had riders, you said, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I had, yeah.
So would you go pick them up?
Well, I had a route, yeah, pick them up, yeah. Yeah, it was.
And they'd give you some gas money or a little extra.
Oh yeah, gas money enough to cover the. It was good for them. It was good for me. I mean, it paid whatever. It was better. Yeah, I had usually. In fact, I got the thing home.
Carpool. That was,
Yeah.
People don't do that enough these days.
No. In fact, there was Al Mazalis. He's died now, and
Paul. What was his name?
Sal. No, I never picked up Sal. No, the ones I picked up was
Krantz.
Yeah, Paul Krantz. Remember? Yeah, he was one from Maple Shade. And Bob Hofstrom, he was living in near vocational school there, where Walter Buth too. They all lived together. That was another one. He was a German. He'd come over from the way when they were from Pittsburgh. They'd come into this. And anyhow, he was one of the riders. I had 4 of them, I think, or 5.
And he worked at Magnetic
Metals?
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, what about what do you remember about Canada? Like, just like you guys coming over, your parents coming over in the boat, right? What was that deal? They came over. How'd you end up in Winnipeg? Being born in Winnipeg?
That I wish I knew. I wish I knew what boat they come over and how that part of it. It never. I don't know if they landed in New York or Halifax or what.
Huh.
But he had arrangement, and the money he got he had borrowed from my mother's brother to get to the day. That's how they never paid him back. Mom always says. And and he was a printer, so he was a job here and there. And he was also he was. I don't know if he was communism. He was great. He thought that was the greatest thing in the world.
Right.
He would always say, in 50 years, well, you'll see, communism will be up top, but we won't. How it turn out.
I wonder why he thought that.
Well, that's their beliefs.
Right.
I guess if you were a communist, that's, you're practically, you're supposed to own everything. All own everything.
Right.
One great big thing.
That's before it was ever tried out, really, right?
Yeah.
And I guess...
Then you get guys that take advantage of that. They get the top of it. It's not always the way comes out the way it's supposed to.
Right, right.
And then you have leaders, you can't elect them. They get so that they're what do you call them?
Dictators.
Dictators. Yeah.
So he ended up in Canada, right? So
Yeah.
As a printer.
And he got a few jobs here and there, I guess. And but he was an entrepreneur. I want to say he went to run his own magazine or newspaper. Like he would try things like that. It was he tried to, and they never seemed to work out. I don't know.
Even later on, didn't he have a store? Didn't he try to have a general store?
All that was, much later, way after the...
Yeah.
See, now, while we were living in Maple Shade, he was working at Curtis Publishing Company, which was a good magazine, the Curtis... he made good wages for a printer working at a big place. That's why we were living pretty good, Maple Shade, from 23 to 29. Is when we lived in Maple Shade. Of course, I went to the schools there. We had it good.
Yeah, you used to go down the shore, right? So.
Oh yeah, almost every weekend. Yeah, Saturdays. He worked night work, and he'd take us down there and sleep while we worked out well.
So he'd take you down and then drive back and work.
Yeah.
Man, what kind of car did he have?
Model T, Ford,
How about
with
that?
curtains. I don't know if we got any pictures of that or not, but and if you get a flat tire, that was a thing. You had to fix it right there on the road, pump and those things happen.
I guess the roads weren't very good either.
No, well, White Horse Pike was the only one that way. And Black Horse Pike was just coming in, I don't think. It was just being built. So, and we used to go in Ocean City. There was a big movie house in the parking lot. That's where we'd pull up alongside there. That's where our headquarters. We'd all get changed there and go swimming and all that right there.
Where would you sleep at night?
Oh, we wouldn't stay overnight.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Just drive down for the day, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Spend all day, and then he would drive home?
Yeah.
And then go to work that night?
Well, yeah, it was on a weekend. Maybe it was a Sunday, or he got to sleep somehow. So that was a good part of the life.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he was really trying to be,
Oh, yeah, he was a good man.
Be fun,
The only thing was, like I say, he got involved with instead of paying for the home, he was invested in this gold or something that this Manieri had cooked up, and the depression came along, everything went down.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was losing the home, so we were going to rent a home in Maple Shade.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. And we didn't go for that. In fact, I could see now it was, I think it was a woman involved. He kind of liked her, maybe, or she's going to be next door to her or something. My mom, I was the only one who knew that.
Uh-huh.
And so Yvonne and Mom, they got together. Yvonne got this place. We went in 42nd Street there, Harding Road. And
In Camden.
well, that was a funny thing. That was really Pensauken.
Okay.
And across the street was Camden,
Huh.
1 block away. And of course, 1 block away back, it was Merchantville. We were right in the middle there, 42nd Street.
Huh.
That was we had a great time there. That's where I went to school.
Pensauken.
Yeah,
So that was junior high.
yeah. Best time of my life, I think. We had some great times there. Of course, we had Irene. She was going to school. I'd take her and
No, maybe that is. Yeah, so you take her to school? Was she going to a special school?
no, it was a public school, but she had to be taken more or less, you know. Now, when we went to St. Joe's, a Catholic school, that was right near close. That was all right. But the public school was a little ways around. I'd take her on a wagon or a sled. I remember those things.
Really?
Yeah.
You take her on a wagon? Jeez, how many blocks did you have to
Well,
walk?
it's quite a bit. I'll have to see. I'll have to map it out sometime. That school is still there. But going to that school was woods and all that. Now it's all built up.
Okay. Huh.
In fact, that's where Ribeiro, Walt Ribeiro lives. Right. That school is right near him.
So you and Walt were friends in junior high, right? That's when you met?
No,
Pensauken?
funny about Walt now. I told you when we went to first went there to Pensauken and we got to rent the place. Walt's father either owned or ran them, so we had to pay rent for him. And well, what was it? They were just kids then. We don't. And of course, Depression came, and we moved to East Camden. Then I went to East Camden. That was around. I left 42nd Street around to 39th Street, I guess it was. And
Now why? Why did you leave 42nd Street? You left Yvonne and
yeah, I'm trying to
the
just.
ma'am get her own place?
Well, it wasn't her own place, but it was another rent. It was either cheaper rent or why exactly, I don't know. Now that you ask me, why did we leave? It'll come to me someday, but
Yeah.
that was like East Camden there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we worked for. Well, I was caddying, and then we worked for Western Union Camden. My brother and I on bicycles.
Yes. What would you do for them? Western Union.
Well, we run messages.
What?
A message would come in on the wire, and then we had to take them to the people.
Huh.
On a bicycle.
How about that? And that was during the Depression? Pretty much?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, things were pretty tough.
I'm surprised you were even able to find work as a young fella, huh? I mean,
Well, we were only kids. We were 15, 14, you know.
right, I'm surprised there was even work, because you'd think there were so many men that didn't even have work.
Yeah. Well, how many men, well, I guess, would ride around on a bicycle? That was practically nothing, but a good experience. We,
Yeah.
one of the things I remember, like, Red Skelton, that's when we had, they had what do you call marathons, dance. They'd see how long we could go without sleeping.
Yeah.
And he would be on an entertainment sometime. So I was working for Western Union at the time, and I met him in Camden, though.
Huh.
And he asked me where was a pawn shop. He was looking for a pawn shop. So I told him, that's some Red Scout.
Huh.
So I went to see him there. I put the, on a Zacht and all that. He was right.
Uh-huh.
It was at the airport. That's where they had it. And they had this guys dancing all day and night.
Huh.
That was a fad that they had there.
Camden Airport, like where the airport circle
Yeah,
was?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was a fad those days. And
Yeah. Huh. So you'd run these messages around, and then you were caddying also. You would do both.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's where you got interested in golf, I guess.
Well, yeah, I developed a swing there. Naturally, while we were waiting for a guy, we'd be learning to swing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I got in.
So you hadn't played before that, like your father wasn't a golfer. Or anything,
Oh,
right?
geez, no, never. The only thing I had in Maple Shade, a job there was when they were building the golf course. They needed kids would grab crabgrass out of it. They didn't have chemicals to kill it, I guess.
Huh.
And we would, with a knife, we'd pick out all little crabgrass.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And we'd be lined up and we'd move up, and that's how. That was right there in Maple Shade course.
Huh.
When they were building it.
Was that Spring Hill?
Spring Hill.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. Huh. Now, and then one time you said it was the guy, 72 holes you said, right? That guy.
Well, that was in Cooper River, yeah. At the time, I was 14, I guess. And
How about that?
we're at Cooper River. That's that was off of 70 and Browning Road, I guess, and that way over there. And there was all open, and it's all houses now.
Huh.
Well, in fact, that's where I told you, the college is there. Catholic colleges, right there on
Okay.
Cooper River.
Huh.
And I got a job. The guy that run the place, he was a big businessman, kind of miserable. But when he was going to come to the golf course, visit, everything had to be done right, get
Sure.
that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I did go to his office. He was in Camden to ask for the job. And he made up a job as caddy master, and I got that job there.
Hmm.
And
That's pretty neat. And so the money you'd make, did you have to give a lot of it towards
oh yeah, all
the
of
house,
it.
running the
Yeah.
house, right? Food.
Yeah, in fact, I think I got a budget here of how much some of the things, every penny where I used to go, what I did that time.
Hmm.
I have to look at it again to make me remember. Yeah.
So Yvonne was waitressing a little bit, or Odette, and,
Oh yeah, they were.
and your mom was cooking. a little bit?
That's before now. Because Mom and them, that was when I was married, and that was a little later.
Oh, okay.
Before that, let me see. What? Yeah, well, Yvonne, was working Weeders, I think it was, a guy down at Long Beach Island anyway, and during the Depression, yeah. And Woody, they rent a place for the summer. Odette and Woody, we get down there quite a bit. That's where when I had a boat, we had the boat there right on the bay.
Oh, you had a boat when your kids were younger. Were you married yet?
Before I got married, but I was married. I had the boat when I took on Joe. I was a big shot. I had a captain's hat, and I took her out at night like a wheel, pull up a place where you get a drink, and just like a taxi right on the bay there.
Uh-huh. This is a ship bottom, or?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That's I had the. In fact, I had that boat all along, and then when I got married, I had the boat. I brought it in the backyard. I had to get rid of it. There was a white elephant.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, we sold it to somebody. Woody took it out on a Delaware River there. A guy wanted it or something. I think I sold it that way.
Huh.
But that was a.
Neat.
It was a pretty good boat too. It was.
Huh.
It had been Clementon Park. It was. They used to have it, take a ride around the lake.
Yeah.
And it got to be pretty busy, so they needed a bigger boat, so they got the bigger one. And they had this for sale, and I guess I bought it.
So you drive it all the way down to ship bottom, put it in the water, and just ride around the bay?
Oh no, we wouldn't drive around. When there was ship bottom, Woody and Odette had a place there on the bay.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I would keep it there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Boy, that's neat. That I remember going down there, even as I was a kid. I remember they always ship bottom.
Yeah.
It's a shame they didn't keep that place down there on the bay, huh?
Well, like I say, we never bought it. It was always rented it,
Right.
And had we known what we know today, you could scrounge it somehow and get it.
Yeah, yeah.
But, gosh, yeah. When I think of it, practically for nothing, you could buy a place on the bay there. I almost did one time.
Interesting. Wow. So then, now your father wasn't in the golf, but what was he interested in? What he used to sing a lot. You said that was one of his things. Or?
Well, when they had entertainment at home, he used to like to sing, and he loved opera. He was pretty well wrapped up in opera. He always had all the Caruso and all the records. We had a record player,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that was. He could. I could see him listen to the opera there on a record, and he'd get tears in his eyes.
How about that?
Yeah. So we lived in Maple Shady, and that place when we first went there was all pear trees all over. Had been pear orchards in there.
Uh-huh.
So, in fact, that's how my mother had a miscarriage, because she was working hard gathering up the pears and cooking them and all that, and somehow she got a miscarriage.
Huh.
But
what else do you remember about living there, on Gradwell Avenue? Besides going to the shore and what
Yeah.
else?
well, like the schools there, naturally, little school. I remember when I went from there to Pennsauken Junior High. What a big transition that was, from a little school.
Did you go to that little red schoolhouse?
Well, it wasn't. No, we had a better one than that. We had one up there, but
E.B. Haig or Steinhauer?
yeah. I think the one that was where they have a home now. Home that's back of the post office, right in there. There's it's a little nursery home there now. Then the next school, bigger, was over at the next bigger one there down the street.
Steinhauer?
Yeah, I guess.
Or E.B. Haig? Does it ring a bell?
Well, the Haig, it was Haig, and then the Steinhauer.
Okay.
The Haigs were, I think, is where it becomes a home now, I imagine.
Huh.
And now that school, well, I got the movies, what I bought for that guy for $10. There's no narrating, but it tells you it does show you things. And that's one of the things they show you, the kids going to school there. I was part of the kids going. I'm not in it, but I was when we were there.
Yeah.
We had an outhouse for toilets.
Huh.
I remember that.
But it seemed like on Gradwell, you guys must have done well. Didn't you get a radio around that time?
We had first radio, and when the Dempsey Tunney fight and that kind, we had a whole gang come over. We were all looking at that.
And just listening to the radio.
Yeah. Now when I was in Fairview, I was only 7 or 8. There was a guy next door. He was interested in radios, and he had built one out of there. There used to be crystal sets, they used to have, and they'd take out a oatmeal thing, a one wire on it, and it had earphones, and that was a big thing. He was right next door to us.
Huh.
And that's how you'd go, crystal, you get this.
A homemade radio.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then things got better. Look what. Yeah, we had the piano player. That was
Player piano.
player piano.
So your father bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, like I say, he had pretty good wages and lived good. And he loved to entertain, so that was. We had all the things there with a radio.
So he would invite people over, he would entertain people,
Yeah.
come over to the house, and he'd.
In fact, the people from Philadelphia, like when he came over first, we had made friends there, Italians and French, and they would still come over.
Yeah.
Yeah. La Maison du Bon Dieu, that's God's house, Mom used to say.
Huh.
And had one old timer there, old French. He was a gardener all his life, and he took charge of making the garden. He had little paths and what he would grow, and he did that. Fauchier, pale fauchier.
And so they'd have, Mem would make a nice dinner, and then.
Oh yeah.
And
oh
then,
gosh, yeah. That's called the mother of God's house.
Yeah.
She could make a big dinner.
And then for entertainment, your father he'd stand up and sing like a French song.
Well, yeah, they do that after dinner. That was sort of a thing. Yeah, have a few drinks and some of the songs. I can remember some of it. It's all French.
All French songs.
Like after l'anthem, allons enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Entre nous de la symphonie. That's the national anthem for the. Allons enfants. That's come on, friends. Allons enfants. The patriotic of the country.
Yeah.
Alors, l'enfant de la patrie commence. Hello, les citoyens. Hello, les citoyens. Hello, yes. Hello, citizens. Marchons, marchons. Da, da, da. Aux airs de météo. That's still the national anthem.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys would all sing that together around the table?
Oh, yeah, well, that was one of the songs I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Now, one of the songs I remember, they used to sing La Madeleine. She was a girl. I don't know if she was an entertainer or what, but she was quite a girl, and well, I wish I could remember some of the words. But that was.
La Madeleine. How'd that go? Or do you remember any parts of it?
La Madeleine vient nous servir à boire. La Madeleine, she was a waitress evidently.
Mm-hmm.
Vient nous servir à boire. Quand on est pendu au manteau. Elle me c'est too much. Somebody's trying to make a pass at her, and she would laugh and just go on her duties.
Mm-hmm.
Allons de long, viens nous servir à boire. Let's come and give us a drink. I don't know if it'll ever come to me. I'll have
Yeah,
to-
that's all right. So they would entertain a lot,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that way.
and you'd go down the shore a lot. And,
Yeah, one of the guys that used to come almost every week and all that, George, his name was, and in fact, he got down the shore with us. And this one time he missed for us to go with him, so we went without him, and then he must have taken a train down or so because he went down there. We were kidding about it. I said, "What'd you have to eat?" He says, "Oh, I'm just eating some peanuts. Did you manger des peanuts?" Anyhow, he was a real good friend around, and he worked at a dry cleaning place in Philly, and the place blew up. It got he died, and that got blown up. Imagine that.
man.
Yeah.
So you go down to the shore, and you guys would swim all day, and then come back, take a shower, jump in the car, and come back.
Yeah.
Must have been a big car. I mean,
No, it was a touring Ford.
7 of you.
You know, you'd squeeze 3 in the front there and 4 or 5 in the back. I don't know, 4.
Huh.
I don't know. Yeah. Of course, now when he worked at Curtis. They had a summer camp, or more than a camp. It's like a country club. It was a country club. We didn't play golf or anything, but they had the swimming pool, and we'd spend a week or 2 there, the vacation here. That was
Wow. Where was that at? In Jersey?
no, in Philly.
Ah.
I could find out. I'll have to find out where that is. We got pictures of them too. Curtis Publishing Company owned it, ran it.
Oh, okay.
It was a country club. And that's where we got pictures of that, all us in bathing suits and all, you know.
Yeah.
That was things I remember about that is a little creek we had in the back, and you'd lift a stone. It was a crayfish, you know, crayfish.
Yeah.
Always a fresh. Yeah, how about that? We'd get down and get them.
Boy, so the Depression, man, that really affected your family, did quite a bit.
Well, especially no breadwinner. I mean,
right.
now the divorce and all that was going on. He was supposed to help support, never did. That was the bad thing about it.
Yeah.
And in fact, I remember one time I was only 14, I guess, and I had heard where he worked, because Curtis Publishing Company fired him or let him go and counted all this divorce and not paying all this. You know, we'd send in probably try to get some. It was supposed to send and it didn't. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
the law would get after him, and they found out or something. I think that's why he lost the job there. He went to Cuneo Press. That's another big company in Philly. So we found out. So on my own, I went there one time when they were coming out of work at the Cuneo, and I confronted him there. Can you imagine that?
Wow. That took a lot of courage for a 14-year-old.
Yeah, no, in Philly, we're out in one place or another, but evidently I made it.
Huh.
So I don't know really what came up. At least we knew where he was working. Why wasn't he sending money home? I don't know.
So you don't remember what happened that day necessarily?
No, I wish I could. No, I mean he was going to get on a trolley, and I was right there. So
Did you call him Papa? What'd you call
Oh,
him?
no, I don't think so. I don't know
Your
what.
name for him?
I don't
Dad?
recall that. Dad, probably. Yeah, probably Dad. I guess he was shocked. Now, after that, we kind of lost track of him. Yeah, well, that's when he had, he went and got this Papa and Mom's grocery store. Well, this was quite a while afterwards, evidently, because we were growing up now. I must have been 25, 20, around there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl I was going with, her father lived near there, so we get together that way.
So you hooked up with him, and you kind of
Yeah, I was the only one that hooked up, you might say.
forgave him, sort of. And
Yeah. Now, Marcel, I know the incident happened there that didn't work out. He sent Marcel, because he was in service, he sent, I think, $5 or something, on a card, and Marcel always took it almost as an insult. Like you didn't give it to us when we needed it, why are you giving us anything now? And it caused quite a friction there. In fact, he really disowned the Marcel. He disowned him.
because Marcel was sent it back or something.
He did send it back, yeah. And, it was quite a bit to take.
Mm-hmm.
So that never bothered with anyway. Yvonne did try to back and forth. But he was against Yvonne because she was the one that he says instigated the mom and all of us leaving. Well, that's what Mom wanted, Yvonne was just helping her.
Yeah. So you think he might have tried to work things out, maybe, or you just think?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. There was no more love there anymore. It was, that's the thing. And you're not in love there. It becomes, it causes arguments. You're never in a good mood of any kind. And, terrible arguments. Like big argument, turn the table upside down, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
It
Must have been.
wasn't good for us kids anyway.
No, it must have been scary.
In fact, the time they got a bad argument, Woody and Al were here at the house, and they had to stop them. Like, if they call the police or not, I forget. It was that bad, They had to confront him, hold him, or whatever. It was he wasn't a bad man, but he had a temper like that.
Mm-hmm. And Mem too, huh? She was temper.
Well, yeah, she hold the hell of her own. Yeah, she wouldn't back down. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, great woman.
What were her strong points? What was great about Mem? What was she like?
I have to say, she was just the greatest mother you could have. Yep. Good cook, and could do anything, She was a seamstress. She could fix up anything that way. I always had managed to do with nothing. Like when I lived in Canada, often they lived on nothing, always problems. Of course, when we imagine when 5 of us on 20 below zero, that's how she got it. And even then, he wasn't going to I don't know, it wasn't going to, something that he might not have sent for it. Things were being organized to come, and I don't know if he was trying to stop it or what happened. But anyhow, she got on there.
On the train? Is this
On the
what it was?
train,
On the train.
yeah.
Okay,
On the
20 below.
Yeah,
And all you young kids.
5 of us there. Because Irene was there. Irene wasn't sick then, actually. And I was, we saw a picture there, Marcel. I'm only a baby, and Marcel is just a baby. I think I was a picture in the coach.
Yeah.
No, Yvonne's I'm the baby. It was 1915. Yeah, I'm the baby.
And that was in Canada.
Yeah.
But didn't you stay in Canada until you were maybe 6 or 7?
Well, my birthday, when I was 6 years old, on the train. So I remember when it was, in the middle of the winter, February the 21st.
Wow.
And it was my birthday on the train.
Huh.
That's one of the things I remember. And imagine we come here in Philly there, and get on the ferry. Imagine us kids. Wow, never
Right.
seen anything like that.
Exciting, yeah.
Nice little home. It was right along the creek there. Right on Tuckahoe Road, right by the creek. In fact, our backyard went right. That's where we all learned to swim and did everything right there.
Huh.
We used to roast potatoes and right on the bank, and that kind of stuff.
Huh.
It was quite an experience.
Tuckahoe Road. So was that Fairview?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when I go back there now, everything looks so little, tiny,
Uh-huh. How about that?
Yeah, I know. I've seen the house and all out there.
Oh, it's still there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's still a creek? A little creek behind it?
Yeah.
Salton Creek?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How about that?
Cooper River, I guess it is, or what creek or whatever it would be called. In fact, we used to, it leads right into the Dull River,
Uh-huh.
Gloucester, and
Yeah.
there's a bridge there. So this kid and I got on a rowboat. He had a rowboat, yeah, and we rowed down there, got into the Delaware. And my father found out he almost died. I guess they were coming after us.
Jeez.
And here we are on the Delaware, so he got us back. I guess he gave me a licking. I don't remember that too much. But imagine that, how you do things.
Yeah. Gosh.
I was only, 7,
Oh my
8 at the most.
Probably no life jacket, of course.
Oh, geez, no. Well, I could swim because we learned to swim there. But it was a current. That's when that guy would go out or come in. Current. And I remember, I think I told a story about when I was in the wintertime. It was ice went out there.
Yeah.
And the ice fell down through. And now you're in the water and you're under the ice. That could have been a tragedy too, but I got out of it somehow enough I was able to swim and get out. But you know how ice
Sure.
forms and then the tide goes down.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Oh my gosh. That's scary. Was there other kids with you?
No, I don't know. Not with me, but they might have been around me. I don't know.
Boy, that's the other time. And then that and the cranberry incident.
Yeah, that's right. 2 things.
I forget, what did you say? So the fire was all around you in the cranberry bogs. How did you... Oh, you climbed a tree and to
Yeah,
try
I
to look through the
climbed the
smoke.
tree to see where the less smoke. And it was less smoke there, so I got down and went through there. And that's... I went through there. I only had sneaks on, so after that I had blisters all over my feet and legs.
Wow.
But that was
Wow.
a terrible experience.
Man.
This guy, Coulter, he was he's a neighbor, good guy, a real frugal guy. He was a guy who used to raise muskrat. He used to like that. He didn't a whole lot of them, just maybe 2 or 3.
Uh-huh.
And then one of the things I was going to tell you last night, about refrigeration. He had dug a hole way down in the cellar way, and they'd keep food down cool. And they had a thing, raise it up,
Oh yeah.
and then it goes down. Keep it cool, because ice, you know, is you had to have an ice man.
Right.
There's no other refrigeration.
Huh.
And he was worked for the railroad, Pennsylvania Railroad, and he was a machinist. You know. He had built me a camera, a Canon. In fact, I still have it. And a Canon, imagine that.
Yeah.
You put powder in there.
We used to.
Boom, huh?
I remember that. Is it the Canon? As a kid, I used to love that every
Yeah,
New Year's Eve, right? We go on the front porch and put some powder in it.
Well,